Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's training on how to connect with customers and manage your business remotely. I'm Sonia Cheema. On behalf of Grow with Google, I'd like to thank everyone for attending today's workshop. Grow with Google helps people grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free digital skills training and tools. A little bit about myself. I'm the owner of Samiti Technology. We are based out of New Jersey. We are a global IT staffing and solutions company. I've been involved with US PAC for now a little bit over 2 years. We got certified back in 2020. And I did have the privilege of attending a conference this past May in Washington, D.C., which was really nice. It was nice to connect with people in person. And, I kind of I've seen some of the other sessions that were done with Grow with Google, and I was interested to, kind of host one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. This one is titled Connect with Customers and Manage Your Business Remotely. So the agenda for today will be connect with Google Business Profile, connect with Google Calendar and Google Meet, access files from anywhere, recap, and resources. So these are the topics on the agenda that we'll be reviewing in this presentation. We're going to discuss ways you can engage with customers online and use Google tools to stay productive no matter where you are. First, we're going to talk about how to connect with customers via Google Business Profile. Then we'll show you how to connect with and communicate remotely with your customers, colleagues, and employees with Google Calendar and Google Meet. Third, we'll show you how to access files from anywhere using Google productivity tools. And last, we'll offer some suggestions for your next steps and additional resources. This workshop will focus on what Google calls the consumer version of the tools. They can be accessed from what you probably call your regular or personal Gmail account, and they're available to you at no cost. This is a business version of these tools called Google Workspace. There are a few features mentioned today that are available only in Google Workspace. I will point them out when we get there. So we'll just move on to the next slide. Connect with Google Business Profile. Let's start by talking about Google Business Profile. Businesses with brick and mortar locations open to customers and local businesses with service areas can create business profiles at no cost. What is a Google Business Profile? If you have a business profile, it's important to keep it current and provide accurate information for your customers. If you have not yet created or claimed a business profile, you can get started by visiting google.com/business. You will follow a set of prompts asking for basic information. Then you will verify your ownership of the business. That's usually handled by Google mailing a postcard to your business address. Once you receive the card and enter a verification code, your business profile can go live on Google. A business profile is a one-step shop for managing your business information as it appears across Google Search and Google Maps. Business profiles work on all devices, including desktop computers, laptops, tablets, mobile devices. So potential customers can find you no matter where they find you online. They all show a variety of details that can help searchers find information about your business. And this is one example of like how it would appear on a laptop versus a tablet or a mobile phone if they were to search up a business profile. Like most Google tools, you need to be signed into a Google account to create or manage a business profile. If you don't have a Google account, you can set one up for free. You can also choose to set up a new Gmail email address, or you can use another email address that you already have and register as a Google account by visiting accounts.google.com/signup. If your business or employer uses Google Workspace, you may have an email address that doesn't look like a Gmail account, but it is still a Google account. If you aren't sure if your email is powered by Google Workspace, check with your team at work. And this is kind of what the screen would look like, for the Google account. Okay. Once you create and verify your business profile, you can edit the information Google displays and keep your business details up to date. There are also many built-in features that allow you to share updates and engage with customers. You can edit your business description to share important information. You can manage your hours of operation, including holidays and more hours for specific services. For example, additional hours or curbside pickup. You can publish posts to share updates and read and respond publicly to customer reviews. We'll share some tips on how to help you with some of these responses. And you can also turn on messages, which is labeled in chat in the business profile. If you turn this optional feature on, it allows customers to send messages to your business directly from your business profile on mobile devices. And I'm sure like a lot of you have seen this, if you're like on your cell phone and you're searching for a specific business, like if you're searching for, like a pizza delivery place in your neighborhood, like it will show the hours and it will show you this information. Like you can click on the phone information, the address, the hours. All of this is there when you're searching for a business. Next slide we'll review is manage info directly from your Google search results. Once you have created and verified your business profile, you can add, edit, and remove information directly on a Google search results page. Keep in mind, only authorized people can edit your business information. The editor must be signed into the Google account that manages the business profile. In other words, people cannot change your business information without actually having access to your account. So start by doing a Google search for your business name. You should see your business appear with buttons that allow you to edit different types of information. The buttons are labeled Edit Profile, Promote, and Customers. You can update most elements of your business profile from these areas. Let's look at how you can make the updates I mentioned directly from the search results page above. So this is like the Edit Profile, this would be the Promote, and this would be the Customers. Okay. First, you can edit the business description. Click the Edit Profile. Then you go into Business Information and About. On the screen, you will see a box labeled Description. Click on the area you want to edit, and a pencil icon will appear, like right here. Clicking the pencil icon allows you to make edits and save the changes. This section also allows you to edit other details as well, including the business name, the category of business, contact information, location information, and more. Next thing we're going to learn how to edit is the hours of operation. So it's important to make sure that you keep your hours up to date because most of the people who are going to be searching for your businesses are looking for the hours. You can edit your business hours by clicking on Edit Profile and then Hours. You have several options. Open with the main hours means that these are your set hours that the business is always open. Open with no main hours means the business profile will not show business hours. If you are only by appointment, then that might be an appropriate option for you. You can also indicate if your business is temporarily or permanently closed. Below, you will also see a separate section for holiday hours and more hours. More hours can let customers know if you have special hours for categories like happy hours, senior hours, brunch, and more. This is also good for, for example, like if you have extended hours, maybe your business that's seasonal, you might have extended hours in the summer, or you might have extended hours on the weekend. This is where you would edit all that information for the profile. And then a third way to engage with customers via Google Business Profile is by publishing posts. You can use this feature to add timely updates. Posts can be seen on the Updates or Overview tab of the business profile, on Search, and Maps viewed with mobile devices. On desktop and laptop computers, they can be seen in the From the Owner section of the business profile on Search and Maps. To create a post, click Promote, and then choose the type of post you want to create. You will see Add Update, Add Offer, Add Event. These are the three things that you can update here. Each post type has a different field. In this screenshot, you will see Update Post. With this type of post, you can add a photo or a video, a description, and button that can link to a page on your website. So this might be, when you have a special offer running, or if you're going to have a special event that's going on, this is when you could also use this feature as well. Okay. And here are a few ideas and ways for you to use post. Update post can be used for announcements or to provide general information about your business, such as a new menu item. You can include a photo or a video. Normally you want to put, if you upload a video, try to keep it 30 seconds or less. You can add a link, a call to action button, and other information. Offer posts can advertise promotions, sales, or special offers from your business. This could be something like a special that you're running for maybe like a week, or a special promotion that you're running for a short time. a view offer, CT button is automatically added to these posts. And you can also include a photo or a video, a coupon code, a link in terms and conditions. An event post can help you promote upcoming events, workshops, celebrations, fundraisers, and more. Posts normally will remain live on the body of the business profile for about 7 days. Event posts stay live within the body of the profile business until the event is over. All uploaded media must meet the following requirements. There has to be a specific number of size requirements, like it has to be, I think 400 by 30 pixels, and maximum is, I think, like 10,000 by 10,000 pixels. So I think there is restrictions on this. And then the additional tab is to how to ask customers for reviews. And this is like the fourth way to engage with customers via business profile is by encouraging them to write reviews. Once your business profile is verified, you can publicly respond to these reviews as well. Make it easier for customers by sharing a link. You can find it by clicking promote, then ask for reviews. You can also, do it some creative ways. You can share the link after you have positive interactions with customers. You can include the link in emails or at the end of chat conversations. You might even print it on, flyers and receipts. So this is, when somebody maybe, if you have a restaurant and somebody has a positive dining experience and they post a review, this is when maybe, you can go back and, say thank you for posting the review, kind of interact with them and, engage in what they might have written about the restaurant or specifically about your business. Okay. And then how to respond if somebody writes a negative review. There is going to be a point where somebody may write a negative review about your business, and nobody wants to see the negative reviews, but it's important to keep them in perspective. If the majority of your reviews are written by happy customers, most potential customers will not be deterred by a few negative reviews. You cannot remove a customer review unless it violates one of Google's policies, but you can publicly respond. Here are some tips for responding. Be nice, don't make it personal. In the event that a mistake was made, be honest about it. That can go a long way. However, this does not mean that you need to take responsibility for things that are out of your control. For example, if your company, your company's guided hiking trip was canceled because of a thunderstorm, it wasn't your fault, but you can show compassion and empathy for customers expressing disappointment and clarify your inclement weather policies. It's important to humanize yourself, to be relatable. So include your name and initials when you're responding. Remind people that a real person is reading the reviews and writing responses. And whenever possible, try to find constructive ways to address the issues. If a customer issue is satisfactorily resolved, they might consider editing or amending their original negative review. So this can kind of go a very long way when you have a negative review, depending on how you're responding. Activity. Choosing the best response. This is on how you respond to a review. These are some of the things to consider when you're ready to respond. Do you feel ready to respond to a customer review? Let's give it a try. You can write your guesses in the chat. In this scenario, a happy customer really enjoyed their meal and wrote this 5-star review, and you are the business owner in charge of responding. What option would you choose? 1, thanks. And the answer is maybe write a bit more. On the other hand, responding to customer reviews shows that you're paying attention. On the other hand, a curt response like this doesn't foster the customer relationship or help potential customers see that you're a friendly business. Response 2, thank you for your kind words. We're so glad you enjoyed your meal. We look forward to seeing you again. Joe, the manager. This is a really good response. You're demonstrating that the restaurant is paying attention to its customers. You're being polite and friendly. It also resisted the temptation to add an offer or an incentive. And then the third way to respond is maybe, that you don't respond at all. And this is a tricky one. It's actually fine if you don't respond. You don't need to respond to every single review. It's certainly fine to just send a short and a sweet thank you, like our second example. But if you don't have the resources because you're busy running the restaurant or the business, it's okay not to respond to every review. Okay, so continuing again with do you feel ready to respond to customer reviews? We're going to give it a try, and you can write your guesses in the chat. In this scenario, we had a pretty grumpy customer, did not enjoy their meal at the restaurant. They wrote a scathing review, and you are the business owner in charge of responding. What option would you choose? Option 1, dear angry customer, try cooking your own hamburger next time. You're a big meanie and a lousy tipper. And the answer is try again. Remember to keep your cool, stay polite and professional, and do not get personal. Option 2, I am sorry you do not have a good experience. We'd love a chance to make it up to you. Please send an email to name, an example, Joe, the manager. This is a good response. You're demonstrating that your restaurant wants to keep customers happy and satisfied and coming back. This review gives the customer an option to follow up and the name of the person to talk to. Option 3, this week we're offering 20% off reservations for brunch and free dessert if you mention this ad. Again, not the best respond. It doesn't really address the concerns of the customer in any way. It offers irrelevant information, and it does not offer the customer, to follow up with them. And also kind of, goes against the review, right? Because if the customer is wasn't happy with their meal, I don't know if they will come back if you offer them a discount or not. But I think maybe following up with response to might be the best option in this case. Okay, so we're going to now move on to how to enable messages. Last but not least, you can use a feature called Messages to connect with customers via message sent directly from Google Search and Maps. Messages let you connect with customers quickly. However, you do need to have the staffing resources to respond promptly. If Google system detects inactivity based on response time, it may automatically turn it off to avoid negative customer experiences. In the past, you needed to provide a phone number, but that's no longer the case. The feature needs to be turned on. To access this feature, click Customers, then Messages. And when a customer sends a message, it will appear here, as well as in the Updates tab found in the Google Maps mobile app. You can turn messages on and off depending on your needs. If you have multiple people that are managing your business profile, each one can message with the customer. So just make sure if more than one person is doing that, that the responses and everything kind of stays in sync. Okay. So next thing we're going to move on to is connect with Google Calendar and Google Meet. Now that we've shown you how to connect with customers using a Google business profile, let's switch gears and talk about connecting with a different set of tools, and that will be Google Calendar and Google Meet. Okay. So Google Calendar and Google Meet are available in the free consumer version of Google's productivity tools, as well as the business platform, which is called Google Workspace. If you want to learn more about Google Workspace and how different it is than the consumer version, visit g.com/workspace. In this workspace, we'll focus on features that apply to both versions. We'll show you how to connect these products, plus offer some pro tips for getting more out of the tools. There's also some links that you can use for Google support that discuss how to you join Google Meet. There's 2 links that are provided. We can share that, but I think they're in. I can share that on the next screen. Okay. So anatomy of a Google Calendar. If you used Google Calendar before, this slide should look very familiar. I'll cover some of the features that Google Calendar has. In the center section, you'll see events that you added to your calendar. The Create button allows you to create new events. You'll be the only person to see the events on your calendar unless you choose to share it with other people. So this is sometimes something that people will do in an organization where they will share their calendar. So if somebody does need to schedule meetings, they can see when you're booked already. And then beneath the Create button, there's a mini view of the full month. You can use this quickly to jump to a different date. Below that, you'll see My Calendars, a list of calendars you have access to. So again, this might be other calendars. Well, this might be calendars of other people in your organization that you have access to. So when you're booking meetings, you can see if they're already blocked or have another conflict at that time. You can view or hide events from the calendars by checking or unchecking the box next to its name. So that would be right here. The gear icon at the top of the screen allows you to edit the setting for your calendar. Okay. So we're now going to go to how to create a new calendar entry. One way to connect and engage with the customers is to create a calendar entry. With Google Calendar, you can create multiple calendars that can be accessed by different people. For example, you might have a work calendar that you share with colleagues. And you might have a private calendar that you share with no one. And on this slide, you'll see that I'm creating a new calendar titled Shared Calendar. That can be quickly publicly shared if I set that up on the calendar settings. Here's how you do that. On the left-hand side of your calendar, scroll down below My Calendars until you see the section labeled Other Calendars. Click on the plus sign next to the Other Calendars to reveal a menu of options. From here, click Create New Calendar. When you create a calendar, it is private by default. No one can see your calendar unless you share it with them or invite them to an event. When you create a new calendar, you will see sharing options, but you can manage sharing at any time. To do that, look for the calendar you want to manage under My Calendars. Hover over the calendar name to see the 3-dot icon. Clicking that icon reveals a menu of options. Click Settings and Sharing. Now you will see the calendar settings. Scroll down to the section labeled Access Permissions for Events. From here, you can click a checkbox to make your calendar publicly viewable and get a shareable link, or you can share the calendar with specific people. The Google Calendar features we've showed so far available in every version, including the consumer version of the tools. If you're using Google Workspace, the product designed for business users, you have access to some additional features. One common challenge for many people is time management and managing work hours. This can become especially challenging if you attend a lot of meetings and if you work with people across multiple time zones. Google Workspace can help with that. One feature is called Appointment Slot. You can create blocks of times that you can divide into multiple appointment blocks and share them so people can reserve an appointment with you. This would be handy inside your company if you're a manager supporting many people or teams, especially if you're supporting teams outside of your time zone. You can also share it publicly and use it as a sales tool, allowing potential customers to book time to discuss projects with you. Google Workspace has other event categories as well, like focus time and out of office. That can be used to prevent time from scheduling meetings when you're unavailable. So out of office, like if you're on a vacation for a week, you would use your out of office at that time. Or also if you're unavailable, like, for a specific amount of time, you have an appointment that you have to attend, then you turn this on. Finally, you have the option to edit your calendar settings and specify your working hours. So when a colleague is from across the world wants to schedule a meeting at 3 p.m. local time, your calendar will show them that you are not available at that time. Adding a virtual meeting link to calendar events. There's a lot more to Google Calendar in both the consumer and the business versions. But let's talk about how you can use it in conjunction with Google Meet to engage with other people. When you create a calendar event, you're prompted to enter details, invite guests, attach documents, and add notes, schedule notifications, and more. The big blue button labeled Add Google Meet Video Conferencing allows you to add a video meeting accessible to the people you added as guests. After you click the Add Google Meet Video Conferencing button, you'll get a URL link. This link can be used for people to access the video meeting. And FYI, if you don't click the Add Google Meet Video Conferencing button, but you add Meetings Guest, Calendar will automatically create a Google Meet link too. You have the option to remove it if you want to. After you save the meeting on your calendar, Everyone you invited will receive an email notification. The invitation will include the Google Meet link that they can use to join the meeting. If they also use Google Calendar, the event will automatically appear on here as well. People have the option to accept the invitation, decline, stay non-committal with a maybe, and even propose another day or a time. Okay, so if you created an event that includes a Google Meet call, you will be the event host. To launch the meeting, go to your calendar, click on the meeting, and then click Join with Google Meet. Everyone you invited to the meeting can also access the link from their calendars, or they can click the link in their email invitation or visit google.meet. meet.google. This is what it looks like when you're joining a Google Meet video call. As you see, it works on desktop and mobile devices. While not every computer has a built-in camera, nearly every smartphone does. And when you click the Join Now button, you can enter the call. It's very straightforward. Google Meet controls. This is an example how Google Meet might look with multiple guests on the call. Each person has the ability to change their view of the screen too. At the bottom of the screen, you see a set of controls. These controls are pretty self-explanatory. The microphone allows you to mute or unmute your microphone. The camera icon allows you to turn your camera on and off. The button labeled CC allows you to turn on closed captions. If you're using a Google Workspace business version, you'll see a raise hand button next. The icon with the arrow symbol allows you to share your screen with the meeting attendees. You can share your entire screen, a window, or a tab. And the three dot icon lets you access other options like layout, background effects, audio and video settings, and more. And the red icon with the phones lets you leave the call. Okay, and then at the bottom of the screen, you'll see another set of controls on the right-hand side. The circled eye has the icon has the meeting details. For example, if a colleague texted you to ask you for the link to join a meeting, you could click the eye, copy the link to join, and text it back. This will also show any file attachments from the calendar invitation. The people icon shows who is in the meeting and who is muted. It also allows you to send the email invitations to other people. The chat icon opens a panel on the right side of the screen, and you can send in-call messages visible to everybody on the call. It's a handy way to share links and information with the group while on the call. The next symbol is a triangle, circle, square, circle combo. This takes you to activities. So the consumer version of Google Meet includes one option, the ability to create a virtual whiteboard. And also attendees can access this shared Jamboard and mark up their ideas together. The last icon, a lock in Shield, shows you the host controls. So from here, the host can restrict what meeting participants can do during the meeting. For example, you can enable or disable the ability to share screens, send chat messages, and unmute microphones. Okay, and these are the premium features. So this is going to be the different activities in a Google Workspace. Google Meet has following features available only for Google Workspace accounts. You can see these under the triangle circle. So this was the triangle square circle combo icon that we saw in the previous screen. You can create breakout rooms with split attendees into smaller groups. You can also create polls for your audience, and you can record your meeting. Please, if you note that if you do plan, you should inform all the attendees that the meeting will be recorded in advance if you're planning to record it. They will also see, a red recording symbol on the screen indicating that the meeting is being recorded. But it's a good idea to let all the participants know beforehand. Okay. And now we'll compare Google Meet video calls in the different versions. Google Meet video calls can help people feel engaged and connected. You can use them in many ways, including brainstorming sessions, client consultations, classes, and virtual get-togethers. The consumer version of Google Meet allows up to 100 participants in a single call. The number of meetings is unlimited, but each meeting is limited to 1 hour. If you need more features, you can sign up for Google Workspace. There is a range of available plans starting at $6 per month per user. Depending on your selected plan, meetings can hold up to 500 attendees. To learn more and compare the plans, visit workspace.google.com/pricing. So now we'll go over some of the best practices for Google Meet. No matter what version of Google Meet you're using, these tips will help you appear your best in a video call. Rule number 1, when you're hosting or participating in the video call, keep your camera on whenever you can. It makes a better impression and helps people stay more engaged. When you're on the camera, consider what's behind you. Choose a neutral background and reduce clutter. Alternatively, it's important that people can hear you. An external microphone may provide better sound quality than a microphone built into your device. Conversely, when you're not speaking, it's important that people not hear you. Remember to mute your microphone when somebody else is speaking, especially if you have a lot of background noise. You do want to mute yourself when you're not speaking at that point. Also try to limit your movement when you're on camera so you don't create distractions. If you are in a space which is very busy, you might consider turning your camera off temporarily if you have to move. Okay. So far, in this workshop, we've been focusing on using Google tools to engage and connect with people. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit and show how Google tools can help you do this work no matter where you are or what device you're using. As long as you have access to the internet, a device with a web browser, and your username and password, you can work from anywhere. In this section, we'll introduce another Google product called Google Drive. Put simply, Google Drive holds your stuff. Google Drive is cloud storage. You can liken it to a giant online filing cabinet that holds your documents, spreadsheets, presentations, email and other files like images, videos, PDFs, pretty much anything that you will need to keep. Okay, so now we'll go on to benefits of Google Drive. If you're already signed on to Google and using a Google tool like Gmail, you might have a grid icon at the upper right hand corner. Clicking the icon reveals an app menu that includes Google Drive. The apps you use most frequently appear first, but you can also drag the icons to rearrange the menus. So if you are using specific if you're using specific apps more, they'll appear first, but you can also rearrange them to make them usable to what you're using the most every day. If you can't find the app menu or the Google Drive icon, simply visit drive.google.com. Once you access Drive, you can upload and download files. You can control access. They're private by default, but when you share them with specific people or groups, you make them public. You can also turn on the option to edit files offline. Okay. Adding files to Google Drive. You can upload almost any type of file to Google Drive, whether it's originated in Google or not. That means you can upload Microsoft Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, photos, videos, and more. Also, you can create files with Google tools like Google Docs. These files are automatically saved in Google Drive. You can export them into other formats, including Microsoft Word and PDF format. Google Drive allows you to create folders and subfolders to help you keep your files organized. You have the option to share individual files or entire folders you choose. You can also select a range of access options from read-only access to edit access or to view-only access. If you can't find the files you're looking for, use the search bar at the top of the screen. You can search on a variety of ways, including by keyword, file type, file owner, location, and more. Okay, so now let's look at another feature that makes collaboration much more easy. Once you create a document, you might want to share it with other people. To do that, you click the share button at the upper right-hand corner. You can then add email addresses and assign their editing level. People you share the file with will receive an email notification that the file has been shared with them. Another feature called comments allows you to highlight and share particular words, sentences, or sections within the document with your collaborators. You can also create comments for your own reference, or you can use them to point out other items in the document to specific people. Here's how you would do that. First, highlight the word or phrase you want to include in the comment. In this example document, one discussion item is an upcoming retirement party. The agenda includes the sentence, "Do we have a restaurant reservation yet?" To add a comment to this sentence, highlight it, then click the add comment icon at the top. It looks like a little plus symbol. Then type your message in the pop-up box that appears on the right side of the document. Everybody with access to this document will be able to see that comment. You can also alert or assign other people to your comments. To do that, type a plus or at symbol followed by their email address. There's no space between the symbol and the email address. Okay. When you get an alert or assign a comment to another person, they will also receive an email notification that prompts them to read the comment. People you comment in can see the entire document as well. This process works the same in Google Sheets and Slides. Okay. Access files online. Google Drive lets you access files from anywhere, but sometimes the place you're at might not have the internet access. With a little advanced planning, you can stay productive by enabling offline access for files that you need to work on. The Make Available Offline feature allows you to open, edit, and save work in the files you choose when you don't have an internet connection. Once your device has internet access, the changes you made will be added to your file stored in Google Drive. You need to set this up while you have an internet connection and on the device you plan to use when you're offline. In other words, be sure you enable this on the device you're going to use before you get stuck in a place without an internet connection. To make a file available offline, click the file menu, scroll to make available offline, and click to enable. Okay. Now let's just bring the full, everything that we discussed so much so far in this workshop to full circle. Earlier we were talking about Google Calendar to connect with people online. Now that we know how to create or upload files into Google Drive, let's look at how we can add the files to your calendar events. So this screenshot shows the example event from the earlier slide. When you open an event, look for the paperclip icon. Clicking that opens a pop-up that allows you to search Google Drive for files you want to include with the event. You can upload a file from your computer to add to the event, and it will automatically be saved in Google Drive. Guests who are invited to the event will also be able to see and comment on the documents you attach to this calendar event. If you want to give them added access, you will need to share the document. Okay. Then we're going to connect Google Drive to Google Meet. So that's kind of the final piece, is adding both of them together. So you're going to take your Google Drive documents to Google Meet video call. There's more than one way to do this. If you have the document open, for example, the Teams Sync meeting notes, you can click the Present to Meeting icon on the top right corner. It looks like an arrow pointing up inside a box. You may see your meeting listed. If not, enter the URL for the meeting found in the calendar event. You will be asked if you want to share a window, tab, or your entire screen. We will share the tab with this Google document. Okay, and this is what it will look like inside the Google Meet video call. The Google document, which is saved in Google Drive, appears in the main screen of the call. If the document was added as an attachment to the calendar event, guests can open the document and follow along if they wish. To stop sharing your screen, click the button labeled Stop Sharing, which is at the bottom. Okay. So now we've covered a lot of information today. We're just going to do a final recap and look at some of the resources to help you keep learning. Okay, so recap and next steps. First, use your Google Business profile to connect and engage with customers. Try some of the features we discussed today, like posts, responding to reviews, and messages. If you use Google Calendar, try creating shareable calendars to improve workflow and communication with customers and colleagues. Add Google Meet video calls to your calendar events to make your meetings more engaging. And try tools like Google Drive to make your life easier working in the digital age. This could be for sharing files, editing files. And finally, try using the products together. A Google Calendar event can include a Google Meet video call and a document from Google Drive. So you can bring multiple resources together in one. Okay. So let's take one moment and think about the topics we covered today. Can you write down one thing that you will do next? The start of your action plan. And if you'd like to share, please type it into the chat box on the right. So let's write down one way you can use Google's digital tools to engage and connect with people online. Okay. As I mentioned, many Google tools, we learned about many Google tools in this session. Here's a list. You should make some time in your schedule to explore the resources to learn more. But the ones that we learned about today are the Google Business Profile, Google Calendar, Google Meet, Google Drive, and Google Accounts. Okay. If you want to sharpen your business skills and marketing skills, look at Primer. This is a free app you can download to your phone. If you have an Android device, you can download it at Google Play. If you have an Apple device, you can download it from the App Store. Primer has a series of short, fun lessons that are all less than 5 minutes each. We added a link to Primer in the resources section, which you can access below the video player on the right-hand side. So we're going to talk about now to make it easier for Google Business to help their employees get the skills they need. U.S. businesses can get up to 500 scholarships each to Google Career Certificates to train their employees. These scholarships are worth up to $100,000 in workforce training per American company. Businesses can also use Google Career Certificates to train their employees for jobs in data analytics, digital marketing, and e-commerce, IT support, project manager, or user experience design. No experience is required, and employees can earn an industry-recognized credential in 3 to 6 months of part-time study. For every scholarship that we give, a business will be gaining capabilities, and at the same time, an employee will be growing new skills. Here's the fine print. U.S. businesses are eligible to receive up to 500 scholarships for Google Career Certificates on Coursera. This is valid through December 18, 2024. Eligibility and number of licenses granted is subject to application, business verification, and approval by Coursera. Businesses can apply at grow.google/certificates for business, and also official announcement. Then once you get there, just click on official announcement. Okay. So you can also continue your education with Google with Grow on Air. You can visit Google with Grow on Air to keep growing your digital skills and also to stay connected and productive while working or managing a business remotely. There's a number of sessions on topics ranging from data analytics to negotiation techniques. Visit g.com/grow on air to learn more. Register for live workshops or watch previously aired workshops on demand. Grow with Google is a new initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their businesses. Job seekers can grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside the classroom. Small business owners can build their online presence and find new customers. Startups can learn how to get their ideas, the exposure they need to succeed, and developers can sharpen their current skills and master new ones. To learn more, visit google.com/grow. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today and go through this presentation. We hope that you've enjoyed the presentation on connecting with customers and management remotely. And if you have any questions, please do put them in the chat box and we will respond to you. Thank you.